Back to Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska for the second game on All Red of the day. It's another Class B quarterfinal showdown, and it features the number 7 Bennington Badgers and the number 2 Norris Titans. I'm Kyle Mathas. I'm joined by Jake Bartecki, or at least Jake Bartecki will be here later. I'm also joined by Nick Wyman right now, who covers Norris the entire season. Nick, it's good to have you on the broadcast here for the pregame show. Norris comes into this game 22-2. They're the 2 seed in Class B. They just saw the 1 seed Crete and the 4 seed Omaha Skutt advance to the semifinals. But this is almost an exact carbon copy situation, Nick, as it was last week with the Norris girls varsity team that played Beatrice, a conference foe. It's always hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. Norris would have to beat Bennington a 3rd time if they want to advance to the semifinals tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. Conference matchups are always tough. First time they played them was a neutral site as well, was at Lincoln Northwest High in the EMC first round. Norris won that one pretty handily, and then they played them at home a couple weeks later and beat them again. But kind of like what you said, carbon copy, tough. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. Yeah. Everybody's seen what each team has. They got the film on them. We've already matched up against them, and that just makes things tough, especially when you have to come back and under the brightest lights the last week of the regular season, and both teams haven't played in quite some time either.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes things tough.
Yeah.
So I think it's just establishing a tone early is kind of the key for Norris and Bennington. Whoever comes out, wins the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game will get a pretty good edge right out of the gate.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Norris, they beat Bennington twice this season. Like I said, here's the thing. Norris has not beat Bennington by that much as the season progressed. First game of the season, like you said, on a neutral site, Norris beat Bennington by 26 points. Second game, they only beat them by 9. What's going to happen this 3rd game? It's going to be interesting to find out because Norris unfortunately lost to Beatrice by, I think it was 3 last week in the girls' state tournament.
Yeah.
And so, what does Norris have to do differently this time? I know they know Bennington well, but so Bennington knows Norris well. So what do they got to do to come away with a big win, move on to the semifinals?
Yeah, I was at the first meeting between them. I remember the second meeting hearing about it. The first meeting was one of those Christmas break games. Yeah. It was like December 29th, somewhere in there. And Chris Gardner Jr. had 30 in that game. That was like a season high in points, 30. And he was making threes. He was getting inside. He was getting rebounds. It's going to be all about it. I think he's kind of the player to watch for this team because if he's physical, stays out of foul trouble, gets going early, he's going to be a tough guy to stop. Plus, his dad, Bernard Gardner Jr., was a Nebraska basketball player. Mm-hmm. So playing here is kind of would make a little icing on the cake, right there.
Absolutely. Well, last game, actually, Evan Greenfield led the scoring with 20 points. Just a freshman, and he's already becoming a big part of this Norris offense. Nick, thank you for joining us for the pregame, which is sponsored by Fleet Feet. Thank you for joining us, Nick. We hope to be covering your team tomorrow, and we hope that you can join us tomorrow on the pregame show, too, in the semifinals.
I think it's 3:15. But like I said, we don't chalk things up here. We learn lessons from all of that throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, if there's any indication from the Crete game earlier, nothing is guaranteed as Crete only won by 13 against the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Well, that was Nick Wyman. We appreciate him joining us for the pregame show presented by Fleet Feet. After this, we'll have an interview with both head coaches, and we'll start with Luke Olson of Bennington. Coming up next, it's the NSAA State Basketball Tournament on All Red. And welcome back to the NSAA State Basketball Tournament here on All Red 99.5 from Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's Bennington versus Norris in the quarterfinals, with the winner to play tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 in the semifinals against the winner of Omaha, Roncalli, and Scottsbluff, who will play after this. This game on All Red is brought to you by Titan Nutrition in downtown Hickman, Brett Burrenheide with Nutrient Ag Solutions, West Highway 41 near Adams, Fillmore County Hospital, Trusted Hearts Touching Lives, Plaza Ridge Dental and Beatrice for the smiles in your world, and Johnson County Hospital. That was our pregame show brought to you by Fleet Feet. It's Bennington versus Norris. We'll take a look at the starters and then talk a little bit as we bring Jake Bartecki in as well. For Bennington, they are being led by a 6-foot junior, Austin Kaiser, number 1. A 6-foot junior as well, number 3, Gavin Olson, as well as a 6-foot junior also, number 5, Jace Fitzgerald. A 6'1" senior, number 15, Easton Lapel. And then finishing it off is a 6'4" junior, number 33, Hudson Newverth. And then we'll take a look here at Norris, who's led by number 4, a 6'1" junior, Barrett Boziger. And then a 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Alex Small. 6'3" sophomore, number 10, Christopher Garner. A 6'2" freshman, number 22, Evan Greenfield. And a 6'3" junior, number 23, Jarrett Behrens. Jake, I'll bring you in here as I'm joined by Jake Bartecki. We appreciate Nick Wyman for joining us in the pregame show. But, Jake, this is not going to be an easy game for Norris. This is almost a carbon copy. We were talking with Nick. This is a carbon copy of what happened last week with Beatrice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times a season, and Bennington has already lost twice to Norris, but they probably know Norris pretty well at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, especially I wonder if these guys are watching that game. I'm sure they were with the girls last week where Beatrice was able to beat them and avenge 2 losses earlier in the season. And I'll tell you, man, we were talking earlier, we saw Crete. This is the difference, though, from the girls to the boys. Crete was the best team I had seen so far this season in Class B. Norris is the next best. I mean, and I can't necessarily say that about the girls. I mean, there were a lot of good teams in Class B for girls. But Norris, this boys team, they've got a lot of different weapons. They can exploit you in different ways. Now, Bennington, who comes out in the Kentucky Wildcat-type uniforms tonight, they also can shoot the lights out of the building. So I expect a high-scoring game. I expect a game that's going to be exciting, and I actually think this is going to be closer. I'm really excited for this one. I think, Class B is kind of due for an upset, too.
Well, Norris is coming out in their all-white uniforms, kind of red, white, and blue. Navy blue down the sides, red down on the shorts, all-white uniforms. Like Jake said, Bennington's in their all-Kentucky Wildcat blue with kind of white checkered kind of things down the side. I don't even know how to explain that. But
checkered striping, checkered flag, racing
checkered flag, there you go. So here we go, Norris versus Bennington, and we are underway, and winning the tip are the Badgers of Bennington. And we're underway here in Pinnacle Bank Arena once again. The winner to the semifinals tomorrow afternoon in Class B. And Bennington works it around the three-point line with Gavin Olson. Swings it down on the post, trying to post up his Hudson Newverth, and he can't hit the shot. He grabs his own rebound underneath. Kicks it back out to the top of the key. Three-pointer on the way. No good for Austin Kaiser. Another offensive rebound. This time it's Olson. They look at left or right side. Austin Kaiser, 2 for $1. No good. And the rebound is taken by Norris. Here they come with Evan Greenfield, the freshman, playing in his first state tournament game.
Evan Greenfield is a great piece for Norris.
Yeah.
I mean, he has come on in the second half of the season, much like McCoy Folkerts did last year with the shots sent into the state tournament.
Here's Chris Garner sliding it around to Alex Small. And Small going to dump it off back to Garner. Garner top of the key. Swings it over to the left side now. Here's Boziger. Pulls up, mid-range jumper. No good. Rims in and out. Rebound grabbed by Kaiser of Bennington. Here he comes. He's going to have to slow it down, though. And they swing it around the three-point line. Pump fake by Jace Fitzgerald. Back over to Newverth. Fitzgerald lets it go from the top of the key. Will not fall. What a play by Newverth to tip it back out for an offensive rebound for the Badgers.
It's 2 3-pointers already taken by Bennington in this ball game.
Yeah, and 2 offensive rebounds, too, by Newverth. Newverth now in the post, guarded by Garner. Swings it over to the right corner. Three-pointer on the way. Way off the mark by Easton Leopold. Up ahead now comes Alex Small of Norris. Looking for a screen. Doesn't get one from Garner. Instead he gives it to Greenfield, top of the key. Swings it to the left side for Behrens. Jarrett Behrens giving it off for Boziger. They work it around for Greenfield. Right side gets it in the post now for Garner. Garner posting up. He's got some size, and he puts up the fadeaway jumper, and it will not fall. Rebound goes to Bennington. 2 minutes in, no score here in the state quarterfinals. Top of the key, they swing it to the left side. Third 3 of the game for Bennington. No good on the left side by the shot. Jace Fitzgerald didn't hit it, but we get an off-the-ball foul on the rebound. It will go on Norris. Norris led by head coach Jimmy Moats. Bennington led by head coach Luke Olson.
Jimmy Moats, believe it or not, his brother sitting a couple rows down from us, calling a game on Lincoln Prep Sports. Talk about another family tie.
Just like earlier with Crete High School. Swing it to the left side now. Kaiser goes inside, needs help. He's doubled up by Greenfield. Puts up a shot over Greenfield with his right hand. Can't get it to fall. Greenfield gets the rebound. Here's Chris Garner the other way. Slows it down significantly. And Norris will reset. Alex Small gets the ball and kind of signals with his hand. Slow it down, guys. Greenfield, still no score. 2.5 into this game. Top of the key, three-pointer, Jarrett Behrens. No good. Still 0-0, 5:20 to go in the first.
Well, we were expecting high scoring, and now we finally get a point.
Jace Fitzgerald passing it down low, and Hudson Newverth underneath, wide open. Gets the layup to go. 2-0 Bennington. See how Norris responds with Alex Small. Posting up. Alex Small puts it up. Didn't get it to go. Great defense down low by Easton Leopold. And now up ahead comes the Badgers with Gavin Olson. Giving it over to Kaiser. Kaiser going inside, putting up the jumper. Mid-range shot. Kaiser gets it to go. Norris trails 4-0 nearly midway through the first quarter.
This is a young Norris team, and on Bennington, you've got a lot of players that have been really successful in a lot of sports. I mean, they've made state consistently in basketball. They've won state championships together in football. They know their tendencies. They know what they like to do.
Oh, what a shot. Barrett Boziger just put that up from deep NBA range from the right side and hit it. 4-3, a three-pointer by Norris. And Barrett Boziger's had a great season so far. 15.4 points per game, leads the team. And it's 4-3 Bennington now. Top of the key with the Badgers. It's Lapel giving it over to the right side for Olson. Olson driving it baseline, puts it up, and too hard on the shot. Rebound goes to Alex Small. Here he comes. Alex Small getting past the defenders, sliding it over to Greenfield. Shot good with the layup with his right hand off glass. It's 5-4 Norris. And that didn't take them long to take the lead right back.
No, it didn't. It took them a little bit to get the offense going, but 2 buckets on 2 straight possessions and their first lead of the game.
Yeah, well, it took almost halfway through the first quarter for them to score any points. Greenfield, though, jumps the pass. He gets a steal. Here comes Greenfield. Lost the handles, but it did go off of the body of Easton Lapel, which the Bennington fans behind us did not see. Well, I know that it's going to get pretty loud here in Pinnacle Bank Arena because the Norris fans across the way from us have filled up that section very much. And the Bennington fans behind us have also filled up their section. So it's going to get loud whoever scores any basket in this game.
Yeah, you got it to school. It's probably about 20 minutes away in Norris, and you got another one across that's, up near the Omaha area. So 2 local teams.
Oh, here's a drive-in by Joshua Bornschlegel, who checks in for the first time. He lost the ball. Coming the other way is Austin Kaiser, but he can't finish on the layup. Rebounded by Chris Garner. Garner now looking for options. Lost the handles. Ball's on the ground. It's up for grabs. Who's going to get it? Nobody does. It's a jump ball. Possession favoring the Titans. Well, coming into this game, these 2 teams are on fire. Bennington's on a 6-game winning streak. They've won 8 straight games at home at the end of their season, and Norris is on a 7-game winning streak. Chris Gardner dropped a double-double in the district final against Gretna East. Here's Greenfield posting up, kicks it back outside. Pump fake for 3 by Folkerts. Mid-range jumper on the way, will not fall for Boziger. Rebound to Bennington, trailing 5-4, 3 minutes to go in the first. This game is not slowed down in tempo, and Norris gets a steal the other way. Kaiser had it stripped. Now it's Garner in the right corner. Garner posting up, puts up the mid-range jumper. Short. Rebound goes to Garner, though. He gets it out to Greenfield. 3-pointer, right side. Won't go again. Rebounded here by Newverth. And then Newverth traveled as he was passing the ball ahead. Wow, this game is, the pace, I think, is getting to the best of these teams. I want to mention really quick that this game is brought to you by Heartland Bank, member FDIC, Beatrice Auto Sales, Downtown Family Vision in Wilbur, Gold Crush Retirement Center, and Crete Area Medical Center, Wilbur and Friend Medical Clinics. This game is not slowed down, Jake, and they're immediately going into the paint, Norris, off the inbound. Getting it into Thomas Hansmeyer, who checks into the game as a 6'5 junior, and he gets fouled immediately. I don't know, do you think these teams have to consider slowing the pace down in this one?
It's interesting because it's hard to slow the pace down when the turnovers happen. I mean, turnovers bring tempo, because of transition. So, I don't really know if you can effectively slow down. You can bring the ball up slower, but if you're going to turn the ball over, the pace is going to come.
Well, another inbound after the last try. This is the 3rd time inbounding the ball for Norris, as both other tries went out of bounds. In the post now, it's Hansmeyer. Doubled up, and there's a steal by Gavin Olson. He came in, and he picked his pocket. Olson, bounce pass underneath. Getting doubled up is Keegan Gilliland. A 3-pointer on the way. Won't go from the top of the key for Lapel. Norris grabs the board. Norris has been lucky with some of these misses. They've left multiple Badgers wide open. Here's a 3-pointer immediately from the right side. Will not go. Quick trigger by Boziger. Rebound trying to be kept alive by Bornschlegel, but goes to Bennington. Wonder if that quick trigger 3 by Boziger was really the best decision.
Well, I mean, Norris is a team that likes to get out and run and shoot. So, I mean, I got a feeling green lights probably all the way around.
Yeah. Here's Olson to Kaiser. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 5-4 Norris in the lead. Driving it inside and losing his balance is Olson, but he still keeps it alive. And now it's Kaiser, right side for Bennington. Spinning inside. Kaiser, mid-range jumper. Yes. Kaiser with 4 points. Bennington regains the lead. It's 6-5 with a minute and a half to go in the first quarter.
Pretty good take. Pretty good shot.
Greenfield pump fakes, pulls up from the free throw line, can't hit it, goes after his own rebound, but it falls into the hands of Kaiser. Here comes Bennington, 2-on-2. Kaiser spinning inside and putting it up with his right. Austin Kaiser averaging nearly 15 points per game, Jake.
That was a nice move. I mean,
that was a really
spinning
good
away
move
from the defender and finger roll floater to get the 2.
McCoy Folkert's a 5'11 sophomore in the game now. Kicks it in the corner for Greenfield, left corner. Greenfield looking for assistance, gets it over to Bornschlegel, down in the post, spinning up and trying to put up the shot. Inside is Hansmeyer, and he's fouled as he was triple teamed down in the paint. That's what Bennington looks like they're going to try to focus here, the triple team, double team in the paint whenever they get into the post.
Which is interesting because Norris is a team that'll shoot first. I mean, before they get anything down to the paint, I think they're going to want to shoot the basketball. And you were talking about it. Do they want to be shooting some of those quick threes? That's how they get hot. Sub-districts and districts they hung their hat on.
Oh, first free throw, rims in and out, toilet bowl style for Thomas Hansmeyer. And with 1:03 to go in the first, it's a 3-point Bennington lead. And what Hansmeyer can do is he can try to trim the lead down to just 2. As Hansmeyer this season is averaging 60% from the line. Second shot here. No good. 0 for 2. But the offensive rebound by Norris. They go inside. They can't hit it. Hansmeyer, second try. Can't hit. Look at Garner flying in there for the rebound. But it went off of him last and out of bounds. Two offensive rebounds, but Norris can't convert. I think I'm looking 4 turnovers for Norris, 3 for Bennington
I've got
already.
him 4.
Yeah. Full court pressure being applied by the Titans now. See if this can make an impact. Bennington is able to break that pressure easily with the speed of Kaiser. He swings it to the left corner now, and Keegan Gilliand gets it down low in the post. Turnaround shot, no good for Newverth. Rebounded by Norris. Here's Alex Small. 35 seconds to go. About a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock here in the first quarter. Bornschlegel, left corner, gets open for a 3. Had too much space, couldn't hit it though. Rebounded by Newverth. Bennington trying to pass the ball ahead, but it went off of Bornschlegel. Out of bounds at the scorer's table. 21 seconds to go in the first quarter.
If I had told you there were going to be 13 points, maybe 15 scored in the first quarter, would you have believed me?
Honestly, the way this day has been going, yes. I mean, these teams obviously are really feeling the effect of shooting with stands behind the rim or behind the basket instead of just a wall being at Pinnacle Bank Arena. 14 seconds to go in the first. There's an offensive foul on Bennington as an illegal screen gets called on Jace Fitzgerald. So now Norris, with 12.5 seconds to go in the first, will have a chance to either pull within 1 or tie the game. Down by 3, 8-5 Bennington. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Norris only has 5 points so far, given the fact they're averaging nearly 70 points per game. But with the way Crete played today, I guess nothing surprises me anymore. Here's Alex Small. Gives it off to Greenfield. Greenfield going inside, putting up the tough layup. Won't go. Rebound Garner with 1 second. The ball's on the ground. Bennington gets the rebound, though, and that'll end the first quarter. Well, don't clean your ears. You're really hearing this correctly. 8-5 Bennington leading it over Norris. Norris scores 5 points in the first quarter, and the Badgers lead by 3. Heading into the second quarter after this on All Red.